Hello, hello, hello. Jenny, no, thank you for dropping in, and welcome to everybody that is here so far. So, shall we do a sound check? Could someone tell me if you can hear me? And I will wait to be chatting once someone tells me. Hi, Marianne. Welcome. And I know we've got Stefan and Verpy and Julie Richard. And Denise says that you can hear and see me. Good, I think I finally got it together. Thank you, Verpy. Okay. Thank you, Julie. As you know, every week I sort of allow the idea of what I want to share with you. And hi, Tim. I know you're out and about. Anyway, I think we're all pretty certain that we're a bit affected by the world tension that's about. And I certainly find that it's a challenge for me to hold a stillness. And I thought I'd talk about that a little bit more. And there's a huge crisis financially for people, and war in a lot of countries. I don't want to talk politics, but I want to talk about the art of living within chaos. So does anyone want to share with me some of their thoughts on that matter? Because it really comes down to how we're looking at it, how our mind controls our emotions and our life, actually. And it's our self-worth that affects how the world manifests. Because I've often talked about how I've been trained to tune into my soul realm in order to bring about forms, or even my dinners, or even how I walk down the street. Can I be in that place that's my reality in a physical form? Hi, Stash, Annie's baby. Great. Denise says that she's really unhappy about the way the government is blaming the old and disabled for the country's finances. It makes you feel worthless. You know, the one thing I felt about England was actually they cared for their elders more so than how America puts us away into homes. And my mother, for a while, as she was in her last years, we went looking around at these places in America. Richard, you're so naughty. I think I'll ask your lady friend about what chaos you might create with your sense of humor. Oh my goodness. I hope you're better. So as I was saying, we're in America looking at homes for people that are older. And they had converted hotels. They had locked doors so that the elders couldn't get out. The basement in one particular one, I'll never forget, there are all these people in wheelchairs and they're playing bingo and whatever, but they never get out. They had their own flat. I was really, really, really upset about that, I have to say. But I'm now 76. And I've been looking at a new flat because I want to downsize. And there's a really lovely one. Looks like it's in a hotel. Has a lovely garden, communal garden. It's off of a river. got beautiful view of incredible land beyond with wildlife. But it's over 50, and it's in England. And those flats are sold cheaper for the elders. And when I suddenly had this financial crash a year and a half ago, there are facilities in England that helps you pay for your rent and your electricity and all kinds of help, psychological help. I mean, maybe they're finding that that's expensive, but the thing is that they're so kind. And you've got national health. Even if it's slow sometimes, I'm grateful. Because if I lived in America in the financial situation I'm in right now, I wouldn't be able to afford a doctor or a dentist. Anyway, I wanted to talk about a positive side of something, about all of this, because no matter what generation you're in, you're going to have challenges, because life is a challenge. And I always found that there's always a positive side to everything, and it's down to your thought form. Hi, Dorian. Welcome. Alexa as well. I want to say what Verpi was saying. She's read enough about the problem world situation. She's interested in hearing how I can keep my mind still in the middle of everything. Yes, that's what I want to talk about. And the most important aspect of it is your own viewpoint about yourself, about the art of living, abundance. You know, it's so interesting this year. I have lived with abundance and comfort for a very long time, and suddenly I'm on a pension and I'm living in my daughter's extra bedroom, and it's been really something to live with and to find that positive side and not lose hope. And I have to say, I'm amazed the program of finances, that the majority of people I know don't have much money. I've never been on the ground level sharing a similar experience until now, and finding the hope. It's like I don't want to program myself that I might have limited funds, but at the same time, I know life is abundant. I really feel that we all are special beings. And it's what I've noticed is that there's a program in our society that doesn't encourage you to know how wonderful you are. And it kills you. And you look at all the people zooming around in their Maseratis or whatever it is that supposedly are the rich. And I was in that category. I hope you didn't mind. But at the time, it's down to what you give yourself. I want to read what Denise said, that she was devastated when she lost her job due to disability, but it actually has worked out better for me. Even if I don't have much to live on, she's less stressed. So there's a program in you, anybody, all of us. And I've discovered that I'm surrounded. I work in a charity shop, and I see all these people coming in that are very depressed. They find it sad that they have to come there and buy something for £2 because they can't afford going to the main shops. But actually, I'm finding I love buying from there for £2. And I'm enjoying the fact that I don't have some huge garden that I have to go out and take care of, that I can never really keep up on the weeds and everything. I wouldn't mind a small one. But I've discovered this particular situation has, though it felt like I was crashing, I now see that actually I want the simplicity. And I'm gaining an inner smile within about this simplicity. It's not quite finished yet. I would like my own place. And it will come. Thanks, Denise. Weeds are flowers growing in the wrong place. I remember Chelsea Flower Show one year that the Queen was going about, and she was seeing all these displays of this kind of grass and that kind of weed. I thought they were weeds. And now they look like they're the thing to put in your garden. Angela, you're right. Simplicity is more serene. But I must say, I've spoken before about this company called LifeWave. That is the scientist, David Schmidt. He goes down into the microscopic level of the workings in our body. You probably all know how they say, oh, the sun reacts with your body and your body makes vitamin D with the sun. That's true. And Murphy, she said that nobody has ever left with this world with all the money and material possessions. This is very true. But we are in a very complicated material world. And I'm coming to the viewpoint that it's how you use it, for one. And there's nothing wrong with it. There was a time that a friend of mine and I decided that money isn't happy. The soul of money isn't happy. Plus, we're told, oh, it's being misused. Look at those billionaires. And they probably aren't using it to help humanity. How much money do you need, really, is my question. So what we did, we used to meditate. And we talked to money and tell him that we know a lot of people that will help them to touch their soul and be happy. So we had a happy money meditation. Because it is a being now, it is an energy. And how we use it is really important. And I find that most people are just program themselves that either it's wrong, if you're in certain spiritual paths, that it's wrong, it's a killer, or you're jealous, or you think that you're not worthy to have money. And it's one of the important aspects now in our society that I'm learning out of necessity to see how can I have this amazing feeling of abundance and the beauty of life and my soul wanting to come into form. And that takes money. I have to buy the paper or the paints, or I have to make the molds, and it's like suddenly it's like boom, stop. Can't do that anymore. How do I move my creative energy? How do I feel the beauty and stuff without the money? Well, I'm noticing that I have to get over the block. Stop criticizing, judging it. I know, Stefan, you're amazing. He says that he's very happy with his limited funds. He shares that with the foxes and the gulls. My garden at the back is given over to the wild, to the nature. Yeah, beautiful. Angela says that people are more important than money. Of course, a little helps. I'd be terrified if it was you were a millionaire. Maybe, but maybe there would be something your soul would be telling you what you have to do with it. I certainly used to help a lot of people when I had abundance. There was this one woman with 4 children, and 3 of them were friends to my children. And her husband left her with nothing, and she didn't even have a car. He went off with it. So in the night, because I didn't want people to be indebted to me, I got a car, and a friend dropped it off, and we put the logbook and the keys through her mailbox and left. To this day, I hope she doesn't know. But I used to do a lot of that. Then when I had to help in a different way, it's like I listened to people and helped them smile. But I must say, I had to come to a different relationship with money and not feel guilty about having it. Mind you, I have to learn how to be alive with little, right? Well, a lot little, but enough to get by, but I have to get used to it. Anyway. But I want to share something with you. There's the LifeWave group, the scientist I was telling you about. He's developed certain patches. One specifically awakens your copper peptide, which awakens your stem cells. And you primarily start to get older because after 40, your stem cells fall asleep. By the time you're my age, they're pretty well all asleep. But his particular patch, which is like this, if I can get it out. It's very easy. It's that size. And it's got this little bit on the back that is like a crystal web of amino acids and different chemicals that in this instance would activate your stem cells, which helps you in all kinds of things, particularly with memory loss and vitality. I started on this because when I moved here, I had injured my back. I had severe pain, and that's probably why I wasn't doing lives at the time. And this has got me back into walking to town, excuse me, and many other things. And there are other patches that help with broken bones, and he's like the Tesla on a biological microscopic level. Anyway, the other thing is he's very beholden to anybody that's going to help spread the word, because he knows that the human body is able to heal itself, and we just have to create the environment for it. But he also knows that people are struggling with money, and if you become a person that inspires other people, you make a good income. So I've started doing that. And I know people that are artists that were struggling, are using the patches. It is inspiring their health and now their finances, and that's part of healing. And this is something they refer to, this book, particularly the science of getting rich. Apparently there's a science to it. And I find it amazing reading this book because for 40 years I've been meditating and working with all kinds of different mental exercises and good diet and good emotions and all kinds of ways, even to being okay with not having anything while I had lots. And Angela was saying, helping ourselves and others without telling the world helps better. None of us are immune from falling on hard times, character building. I agree, but what I'm discovering is that I had a block about having less. There was a moment in my life before my divorce that we were going through a hard time, and I just spoke to the man upstairs or the angels, whoever guides me, and I said, if you want me to stay in this environment of difficulty, I'll do that. If you want me to leave my home in marriage, I'll do that, but both of them are going to be really hard. And as it turned out, wound up having the marriage change. So that was a trauma to get over, but I discovered my art and who I was in a different way, and a different quality of what love is and what life is, and what is the art of love and peace and harmony. And there seem to be different cycles, and getting into your eldership is quite a cycle, and our community doesn't, we to ourselves have to, we don't know how wonderful and what wisdom we have, and the simplicity, if we accept it, is a gift, because you start to hear the spirit that you'll return to, that where all of love, the highest of love, does exist. And then you can bring it down and walk down the road and smile. So working in with all these elders coming in, there was a lady that came in that was 75 today. She was about 5'6", and she had dyed her hair this beautiful lavender, not the blue that elders did generations ago, but it was this lavender, and she had such peace and beauty, and she wore a mixture of pastel fabrics that flowed in her pink tennis shoes, and she was incredible. So I spoke to her. I said, her name's Carla, and I said, Carla, do you mind me telling you how beautiful you are? Oh, I'm not beautiful. I'm old now. I said, well, I have to disagree with you, because you are radiant. To watch you walk through the shop, I saw you coming down the street. I said, you give so much to people. Even if, and she said, oh, I'm just so, stubborn. I have to have everything matching. And I said, please don't say that's a stubbornness, because it's a quality. It's in the art of living. That's one of the things, the gifts that you're given, and you do so well. It's so beautiful, and you're humble. So we had a really great chat. And Richard, we all have a path to follow. And I hope he doesn't feel like that. And you never know what the future will bring. But I had a dear, dear friend that helped me hold on to the memories of the love and the beauty that we had. That was incredible. He was like my knight on a white charger. I was so happy, so fulfilled when I met him, and we just clicked. And it went on for a long time, and then unfortunately certain arguments in the band affected our lives and made big changes for all families. But the friend that I met afterwards helped me to see that even though this huge change came, I don't have to forget the love, the memories, the good times, the silliness we had, and the beauty that we shared. I don't have to let that, and I didn't have to think I was clinging. It was part of life. It was, it was probably half of my life. Why should I cut that off? So, Annie, being a living work of art. Do you know, I really think that's what we're supposed to be doing, to master being human. There's so much we can do. We don't need money necessarily to do that. It's our thoughts. That's totally free, and we participate, we control it, we have a choice. And I really think if you work that way, the mastery of who you are is a special place to be. So, I've been chatting a lot. And it's half our time together, so shall we meditate? Dorian said that we are chapters of a long book. Rereading chapters with sadness or joy are a choice. But how you reread them, it's like I didn't have to be embarrassed that I had such loving experiences. And a lot of people think, oh, you have a divorce, that person rejected you, you're worth nothing. That's their problem. I really want to create the beauty of life within me and what I can give to people, and inspire you to find that in you too. So it's a yes for meditation. Woohoo! Okay, gang. I will put up and if there's anyone that wants to be focused on for any disharmony, say that now. How are you doing, Richard? Because I know you've been ill. And Julie, your family has been going through a bit. I know that. Francine, how's the little one doing? Anyway, otherwise, Leslie, emo rocks. Yes, he is one of our characters within our lives story. Yeah. So, okay, I haven't seen anyone putting up anything for a slight healing. Therefore, I will ask you all to, from this point onwards, you're welcome, Annette. Can we not do any more texting and focus on this image I'm going to be putting up in a minute? Here he comes. So, what I wanted this meditation to focus on is to find peace within yourself. And if we can do that, our lives will be a radiance of such stillness and joy. Okay, thank you all for letting me know answer to my question about the special beings that we've okay, I'm going to ask a question here before we continue. Francine, what is happening with your husband, please? I know, Julie, about Tom. We'll just continue. I've been giving him daily healing, so I hope this particular meditation will be healing for everyone, because everything that happens to us is to do with opportunities to find harmony no matter what's going on, and to know that what's inside your heart is always love. Okay, can we find a quiet, calm place to sit or to lie down, depending on what you need? And when you're lying down or sitting, I want you to place your hands open, palms, either on your side or on your thighs. Thank you, Francine. So once you're in that position, allow your breath to become softer and take it down to just below your belly button. So we're going to breathe in and allow the breath to travel down to the bottom of your stomach, your intestines. We're going to let it be there in the warmth and then release, allowing the breath to travel back up and out. So we're going to be still and we're going to feel our breath coming in slowly, slowly down through your body, and feel it surrounding inside, and allow it to radiate out through your pores, out through your mouth, your nose. Just imagine that you're sending this wonderful light out. And open your eyes and focus on the candle before you on the screen. And keep your eyes open. And look at the light. It's important to have an experience of meditating sometimes with your eyes open. So you're looking at the light, and as you breathe in, be aware of the breath traveling inside, but also how you're seeing the light before you, because your eyes are open. So just sit there quietly, focusing on this light. And after a while, I want you to visualize taking this light of the candle once again inside, beginning at the top of your head. And as it proceeds flowing down through your body, it transforms any dark spots, any tension, any stress, and fills it with the light, the candlelight of life. So take the light in, let it flow through the top of your head all the way down, slowly, slowly, to the bottom of your feet and into the earth. And feel Mother Nature there, her nurturing spirit. And she takes anything that you need to let go of and transform it for us. We have been given these gifts of Mother Earth and Father God so that we can be the best of what we can be, not by what the society says is the best, but what your soul has given you as a gift. And allow the energy of Mother Earth to travel back up, slowly nurturing every part of your body, feeling grounded one, but with the light of heaven. And you're balanced by the open eyes, taking in something very beautiful and still, and bringing that to your body. And if you feel comfortable closing your eyes now, and let's imagine that you're walking in a wonderful field of spring flowers and green grass. And in the distance is the world tree. And you walk closer and closer to the tree. And when you get there, you dissolve and emerge into the tree. And you can feel the light of the sun above coming into the leaves and down the branches inwardly and into you. You feel that light. And you have this feeling of the roots touching the most clear, wonderful water. And that's cleansing you, restoring you. And at this moment, if there's anyone that you feel needs healing, visualize them together with all of us in this tree. And allow the color of blue to travel through them and calm their worry and their stress. Allow that blue to travel in their nervous system throughout their body. And once they're rested, place the color of green that will clear any disharmonies. When you're finished with that, surround them with amethyst, sort of like a deep amethyst. Place it like a bubble around them as for protection. And in a moment, Allow yourself to travel down the route, going towards this crystal water. You pass the levels of the soil and the rocks, and you come to the main route that taps into this crystal clear water. And as you get there, you just enter the water and lie there peacefully, flowing with the river's gentle current. And you feel reborn because you feel so clear, free of any tension, full of vitality and joy. And eventually you come to a beach that is just crystalline and glittering, full of light. And slowly come out of the water and walk up the beach until you get to another valley. And that valley is full of spring beauty. And you can skip along with such freedom and happiness. And eventually you come to your own tree, your own healing tree, your soul tree. And just stand there for a bit and allow the beauty and the calm enter your being and fill you with a smile, relaxation, and happiness. And before you is a small piece of wood and a pencil. And write upon there a dream you have, a dream you'd love to feel and be when you return to the material world. And hang it on a branch. And place a little bell there, so that as each time you might hear a bell somewhere, it'll be reminding you of this dream, so that you don't forget it. So we'll just sit under the tree for a bit and let's be calm. And you might hear voices from above, laughing or chatting. And send them this joy, your soul joy, radiated back. And send it to the world. Send it to your loved ones. Send it to your country and the earth, all the animals and the mountains and the dolphins and the oceans and the clouds and the stars above. Fill it with this soul joy. It's endless, it's eternal, it's forever. and allow it to come within your heart and fill it. And allow it to be like a little crystal of joy that's there, your own secret. And it's something you can return to because it never left you. Whenever you need an answer to something, remember your soul tree is there within your heart. So let's walk back through the field and be grateful to your soul tree that it's there always protecting you. Always. You come to the crystal river, this vibrant, sparkling beach, and enter back into the waters and find the root and start to flow with the rising water up the root through the rocks and the soil above, and find yourself back in the tree. And emerge back into the field. And let's come back to the room where you are and say thank you. And love yourself. And repeat your own mantra. I love who I am. I love humanity. I love my soul tree. I love my family. In love, peace, and harmony. In love, peace, and harmony. And be still. Keep your eyes closed for a little while. And in your own time, come back to the stream and wiggle your toes and your feet and maybe move your head a little bit. And I will meet you on the stream once again. May peace be with us all. You're most welcome, Marianne and Francine. Well, Steph, I feel your love quite often, and how you love humanity, and you love the animal kingdom. That I find really special. Thank you, Annie. So I am. I'll put up. It'll be on replay on Ginger Gilmore Be Creative for, they say, 30 days, but I'll try to get it up on YouTube. Sometimes it's not so easy these days, but I succeeded last week, and but I didn't the week before. But I think I've got it, how to do it. Anyway, I so enjoy being with you all, and have a lovely week. If you need me for anything, send me a text. Okay? Anyway, may peace, love, and harmony be with us all. Until next time.